Yo, Flurfs, how you all doing on this fine evening? I hope you're all doing well. Neil's talking carnival, you say? Yeah, we were chatting while we were waiting for the intro, saying I had to work on my members' video now tonight because I'm not going to have time tomorrow taking my children out to the carnival. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So, we got in Disclord, Michael Kahn, Neil Gonzino, and PJ Cruikshank. How are you guys doing?
Yo.
Good doing.
Let's do this flash thing and do the fluffing.
It's good to have you guys in. Thank you for coming.
It's always good to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Good to see you guys. Tonight's part 2 of the Witsit debacle. The review.
Why don't you join us, Travis?
Oh yeah, Travis can definitely come in and talk. I haven't managed to watch his video yet, but he said it was quite good. 17 votes already. The Earth is stationary. 100% say yes. So got no deltoids in here. That's good. No deltoids in.
Let me go vote no.
Yeah, we had some fun earlier with in Del's chat. I said maybe I'll go talk to him tomorrow if he's live and whatever. We'll go see if I got time. But yeah, I made a quick video on some of the contradictions, just the one part contradiction, but they've got a whole bunch of videos I can make. But anyway, this is just the one which is very, very telling why no one should trust this nonsensical moron. But yeah, we got PJ Cruikshank in, Michael Kahn, Richard G. Hello, mate. Sorry that you got kicked from Dell server for speaking truth. How dare
you had him, Richard, mate. You had him, mate.
Yeah, how dare you ask about the containment?
How come it doesn't show my on the stream? It doesn't show my logo right now. I see it on my own screen, but
yeah,
I don't see it in the...
Yeah, I just see
it
D.
does that on Ellemnet.
Yeah, it does it somewhere. Well. Yeah. And then we got...
I'll try updating.
Yeah, then we got Paula in. Thank you for coming. Faciality, good to see you, mate. Neil Constantino, obviously the Ubercast. Travis, it's good to see you, man. You rock. Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum, hello. And then LJ, great to see you.
There we are.
That's better. So, we ended up with about 27 minutes last time, so I'm going to start there again about. Do you think it's going to be any different going on? Oh, and Jolly Man's also in. Good to see you, mate. Sorry if I haven't called you out. Okay, let's do this.
We see the star move because the stars move. That's our position. And then the other position is, oh, well, it looks like the sun is moving, but it's actually not. It looks like the moon is moving, but it's not. It looks like the stars are moving, but it's not. So that has the burden of proof, right? The one claiming the opposite. Our position is actually very simple. It's just that all empirical evidence shows us what the Earth is.
Yeah, that I have to agree with him.
And that, Dell should listen to that.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. So when he picks up his lighter and it drops it and you observe it falling to the ground, who's got the positive claim? Us that say, look, it's the lighter falling, or him that's saying, no, the Earth is rising up to the lighter? You understand what I'm saying? Really, really stupid. But yeah, but this is what happens with these people. They try and reverse the burden of proof onto people because they got nothing.
Yeah, I claim Earth's moving up, but you've got to prove it's not.
But that's the
whole story.
But I mean, this is the same you say with the helium balloon. They claim the acceleration is due to Earth's acceleration, correct? So why does a helium balloon accelerate away from the Earth? Oh, would that be density, relative density disequilibrium, the same thing you deny? Weird. Because it wouldn't...
How fast does an helium balloon accelerate up? Because it seems to me that it's doing more than 9.8 meters per second.
I think it depends on the surface area of the balloon. But I mean, the point is...
Go up fast, don't they? When you let them go, they go like,
Yeah, but I mean, their point is the Earth rises, and that's what causes things to accelerate. So if a helium balloon rises and accelerates away from your rising Earth, that means it's not the Earth rising causing it. Hello? Do you have any 2 cents in that brain of yours? Really idiotic. Ooh, we've got 9% say no, the Earth is not stationary. This is going to be exciting.
And so hopefully that answers. I think that's generally what you asked at first. 'Cause I don't want to overload one side. So.
We were supposed to have the brakes killed. Yeah, Mitchell, please do kill the brake. Let me continue to lay out.
Huh?
Who's Mitchell?
Apologies.
I don't know.
It's all good. I can't hear it. We can't hear it.
Yeah, I don't hear it on our side.
Okay. Okay, anyway. Yeah, remember what we ended with last stream? We asked him, why is he going and catching onto this guy's reversing the burden of proof? Because the guy reversed the burden onto them, now all of a sudden they're trying to prove things for Flat Earth. That's not how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to tell the guy, you made the burden, you made the claim, so the burden's onto you, not for us to do. Unfortunately, that's what happened. They just took the bait and then tried to place the burden onto them, which is not how it's supposed to work.
There it is.
Right back.
Like, oh, the flat earthers are crushing.
Oh, what music is this? I'm scared of the music. I'm just muting it for now.
Music is a Flatzoid's nemesis.
It's kryptonite for Flatzoid's channel, guys.
I'd like to take a moment to thank the business and hosts for all
Okay.
that has made
Again, sorry about that, guys. We'll just have to talk through it so long.
Actually, finally
there we
did
go.
kill the brake. Let me just go forward with a standard interpretation of Earth's orbital motion. We're going to get it in detail here.
See, this is what you're supposed to say. And what's it? What orbit? First, you have to prove there's an orbit before you can claim an orbit. First, prove this curve to claim a sphere. You don't have a radius, you don't have a sphere. It's simple as that. Instead, no, let me show you how it works on the Flat Earth clock app. What the hell?
Where the differences between the seasons are defined by relative.
Yes, Jolly Man, exactly. Balloons, helium balloons, can rise and be a measured force on a scale. Weird how that works. Away from the rising Earth. Hey, Dad Studio, good to see you, mate. Haven't seen you in a while, so it's good to see you. And television. Hello, Spuddy.
Proximity to the sun, as well as the tilt of the Earth's axis. But it's not the tilt of the Earth's axis that is crucial. It's
How do you get that tilt? Well, how do you get that angle, by the way? Has anybody been able to show us angles on a curved surface yet?
No.
Nah. Weird. Yeah, guys, excited. Tomorrow there's going to be a great video coming out.
What about this elliptical orbit, like? Because the claim that would not feel movement, but surely an elliptical orbit has a change.
Yeah, you will feel it because it changes the vectors. Just like on a roundabout, the fictitious force vector gets changed outwards. So just as these arrows are showing there, it changes vectors constantly. And because it's elliptical, it's going to travel faster and slower as well. So it definitely does change it. They ignore this fact, though, and then they use pi, which is not based on the which is a perfect circle.
Based on a circle. Plus, they use R as well, don't they? Like, that's also based on it.
Yeah, but how do they get their R, though? Oh, yeah, by assuming Kepler, by assuming with Huygens, assuming that we have the same radius as Venus.
Apple pie.
Yeah. If you guys haven't already, please hit the likes and share the show. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you guys.
how close the Earth is to the sun, where when it's closest to the sun, we have summer. When it's furthest from the sun, we have winter.
That's false. Even based on their model, further away, it's summer.
It's
in the
summer,
north. Yeah. So it's totally opposite. It's like going to an oven and saying the further I stand away, the hotter I'm going to get.
Yeah, don't bother putting my pies in oven. I put them on table.
Stick your pies outside. You know, you're gonna get much quicker, get hot than putting it in the oven.
Autumn
Jim,
and spring.
let me interrupt.
Okay, go, David. Interrupt.
Let me interrupt. You're wrong. The heliocentric model says that we are closer to the sun.
David, let me present, and then you can do it, okay? I set out the rules at the beginning. You and Austin are
That's
violating.
fine. All right.
Wow, he set the rules. Okay, just for the music again. NG Science Seasons. Ooh, exciting.
But that's one of
You may
Dave's
have
famous arguments in it. Like,
Yeah, he loves that argument.
he loves that. Like,
That's one of his favorites.
noticed that the weather changes a lot throughout the year.
Really?
In some
Hey, awesome. Good to see you, mate. Glad you could make it.
months, the days are short and it can get pretty cold.
Really?
It might even snow.
Wow.
No.
In other months, there are more hours of daylight.
Wow. Telling us stuff we know. What's this got to do with the shape of the Earth, though?
do you want to come to England? You can get a year's worth of weather in the same week.
That's right.
In the same day.
In the same day, yeah. You guys, yeah, in the same day. Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
It can be sunny and hot.
Oh, please excuse my voice, guys. I had a bit of laryngitis today. Actually, I couldn't talk for a while. I had a sinus attack again today, so it's kind of hit me quite bad, and my voice is making me sound all beautiful, you know.
Sounds like something you're working with to me.
Oh yeah.
Almost every day. These yearly weather patterns are called seasons, and they occur due to the
Sherlock.
position and movement.
I'm sorry, but this is boring. Can we forward this a bit? Because
She just said because of the movement of the Earth.
yeah, but I mean, really, do we have to see that? I mean, it's like presented like to children. We have seasons: summer, winter, autumn. I mean, what the hell? Everybody knows that.
Yeah, they're talking to us like we're children.
Yeah. Television Soulzoid.
But let me guess. Instead of taking him to the R value that's been debunked, David Weiss is going to explain to him seasons, right? On a flat Earth?
Probably, yeah.
Uh-oh.
But remember, Witsit says that argument's redundant. So, yeah. And this is why he gets himself in a pickle all the time. Because he keeps begging the question with the globies. When will he ever learn?
3 months and occurs once over a period of 1 year. Let's take a look at the Earth and its movement around the Sun.
What? That's quite a bold claim.
They have to prove that movement before they could tell me that.
Yeah.
You probably already know that the Earth rotates about an axis.
No, it doesn't. It's not even a sphere to do that, by the way.
What's the proof for that anyway?
We don't know. We've been told.
Yeah, that's what's been told. Exactly. It's just faith. Have you got faith in the globe?
Isn't this an affirmative consequent formological fallacy, what they're giving us here?
Yes, it is. Correlation. They take the correlations. They affirm the consequent based on those correlations because they beg the question. And yeah, that's about it. It's
We've read
faith.
this before.
No, face reality. It's definitely not the sea. But I do say, I like this voice.
Your wife likes that voice, right? Hey, baby,
It's like, hey,
let's
you.
go out for dinner tonight.
What if I told you the Earth is flat? It's stationary.
Wow.
You had me at the Earth.
It also revolves around the Sun.
Okay, we get what's this video. I'm just going to skip this video. It's really rubbish.
Hey, Flatzoid, that's
Yeah.
the thing I was thinking about. People actually think that we're up there rotating around this thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing.
It's insanity.
Yeah,
But then you're getting Dell as well proposing swing ball Earth.
Swing ball Earth.
Swing ball.
Nice.
That's what I'm naming it, swing ball Earth, because he says the Earth is tethered. So what's the Earth tethered to? The sun. Has anybody shown me that tether before? Is it attached to the North Pole or something?
It must be an invisible gravity rope.
Well, you've never had a space tether.
Have you guys ever played swing ball before?
Well,
Yeah. There's the ball, and there's a pole, and it's tethered, and its motion is going around the pole, and that's why we get the vector that way to give us our gradients. Don't worry, I'm going to be making a video on swing ball Earth soon. I just thought I'd share. That's one of Dell's postulations that he says he's not making a claim on, but a possibility.
It's another baller claim, isn't it? Because
Oh, yeah.
that's exactly what he's doing out sun.
Yeah, because this would be...
Tethered by gravity.
Yeah, they push gravity. That's what Dell actually pushes without realizing it. Weird. Hey, Titan. Good to see you, mate. He says, what the hell? Did Flats become a soul man?
Months, and the sun doesn't rise at all. Isn't that amazing? The Earth is a pretty amazing place.
I agree. It's amazing.
Amazingly stationary and flat.
Exactly. Oh. Okay.
Let me make 2 points about that. Number one, that the seasons really are defined by proximity of Earth to the sun, not just the tilt of the Earth's axis, which makes a difference as to which parts of Earth, of course, are experiencing the seasons at the time, and that this gave a simplified model suggesting it was a circular orbit of Earth around the sun, where Kepler already discovered that actually mathematically it's an ellipse.
Oh, so an ellipse, not pi r squared then? Yeah.
Wait, is that
just
part
debunked
of
his
Kepler's?
argument. Yeah.
Is that part of Kepler's third assumption?
Yes.
They use maths for a circle, don't they? Because it's easier.
They use pi r squared, which is circular based, by ignoring its elliptical to make it easier on the maths. Yeah.
No, maths is not reality.
No, it's not.
I mean, take it easy on that maths because it's a bit hard, don't it?
I mean, you can use maths to prove anything. If it's mathematically viable, that doesn't make it reality.
Yeah, but something about damn maths doesn't add up.
LJ, this guy is Jim Fester, or James H. Fester, or whatever his name is.
With a sun at one foci. Now, Newton, of course, was the guy who put it all together based on prior work by Kepler and Galileo to refine a theory in terms of his laws of physics, which give an elegant explanation that is far simpler than any model you derive by assuming Earth is a stationary, immobile center of the solar system. That it is simpler, and that's very important. Let me emphasize
just
in
relation,
eh? It sounded that way to make it simpler, in other words. Wow.
So hold on a second. So he's putting us in a solar system, right? That's not where flat Earth is. That's the problem. They keep putting this pie in the sky.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He's talking a globe now, and this is when Witsit and them should say, hop in. Wait, hold on. You're making so much claims here, but how are you going to validate any of these claims? That's how a person to do it. But I don't see them even trying to rebut anything.
A question of logical possibility or not. It's logically possible to maintain Earth is the immobile center of the universe. We even had Aristotle, one of the three greatest philosophers of all time, embracing that position.
Yeah, philosopher. Take note, guys. What's a philosopher? Why would you care what the philosopher tells you what reality is? I mean, there's philosophers today that say stones heal you. I mean, come on.
Stones heal you.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you
on your forehead, don't get rid of your headache. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't you say philosophers got together and came up with a scientific method so they could avoid this nonsense?
Yeah, Christian philosophers came along to make the scientific method, so they have an empirical way to deduce things without taking people's opinions into account. The problem is, then comes philosophy of science. That's what this guy studied. And that means now they are pseudoscientists because they put the philosophy onto the science. So it's no longer empirical. It's their deduction based on the opinion of things that already is coming from begging the question, affirming the consequent fallacies. Hey Grizzly, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. So yeah, it's quite bad.
But the theory of what goes on then in relation to a stationary Earth becomes incredibly complicated. It's like you can illustrate it by a train moving, say, at 80 miles an hour. If you're inside the train, you could assume you were immobile, that you were not in motion. But yet everything is flashing by on the outside because...
Equivalence principle, yep. The same thing Dal and then push. Globe rhetoric, guys. General relativity. Whoopsie. And then we ask, how do you go out of the reference frame to make this assumption? Oh, wait, you can't.
It's the rest of the world that's in motion, you on the train or not. The question then becomes, is it simple?
And that's also wrong, by the way. There's not once I've ever been on a train that I've not realized I'm the one moving. Has anybody...
Not only that, he's given us ideas and nothing is validated.
Yeah, but I mean, who here has traveled on a train before?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know you're on a train when you're on a train.
And you know you're moving.
Absolutely.
You don't even have to look outside to know you're moving. So it's actual bullshit, this.
Simpler to assume that you on the train are not in motion and everything else that's going on is incredibly complicated, or rather to adopt a different, what's known as...
Like this faciality. Billions of years ago, when we were just stardust, it exploded and became our cousins. So when you sit on the rock, you know that rock is your far distant ape cousin, evolved from stardust into eternity.
Stardust, pond rocks, pond scum, single-celled organism.
It's so stupid.
Wait a second.
How does a single-cell organism duplicate? How does it reproduce itself? Ridiculous.
Hang on, PJ. I got a couple of cousins named Rocky. It's an Italian thing.
Balboa.
Yeah, Balboa.
Balboa. Your money's my hero.
We call him Rocky Boy. Any Italian that has a cousin named Rocky is always Rocky Boy. He could be 50. He's still Rocky Boy.
But it's good to have you guys in.
It's always good to be in.
A frame of reference whereby the train is in motion and you get an overall simpler theory. This is very much at the heart of the debate between flat Earth and spherical. David.
No, it's not. That's not anywhere in the picture. You see, he's pushing now flat Earth society. What Dal and them are pushing. This isn't in the debate for flat Earth. This is flat Earth society debate. They believe it's the equivalence principle, just like you guys with general relativity, because they push a globe narrative.
Yep.
So it's definitely not in the foundation of actual flat earthers.
Do you think David Weiss is going to answer him and say, no, that's flat Earth society? This is what we say we're on?
No, I think he's going to say, oh no, I want to show you how it actually works. Let me show you where the seasons actually work. That's how he's probably going to go.
Yeah, and he'll show his app.
Yeah, and then he'll show his app again. You see, you can
Follow
see
the money.
Yeah.
Well,
So
David.
I'm gonna make a quick comment, then I'm gonna let Austin go. Sorry for interrupting. I thought we'd have a little back and forth. No worries, we'll move forward. You keep claiming that it's the distance to the sun, but how can we have winter when we're on the one end of
See, we called it.
The ellipse and on other. The tilt is what causes the season, not the distance, according to the heliocentric model. So that's where you're incorrect. But that video said the tilt. So when you're tilted towards the sun, it's summer. Austin, go.
Yeah, to clarify, like they say that we're actually like 3 million miles closer, I think, in the winter. But this is very interesting. I'm wondering if we're gonna keep this same energy when I break this down, because I agree that simplicity is very important logically. So let's talk about it. You conflated Newton and Einstein. You begin to talk about reference frames after invoking Newton. They're distinctly different. Newton did not have relativity as a principle in his theory. But so just to really break it down, Kepler came up with the kinematics, which is how bodies move.
Oh, really? And you see, just like Dell pushes globe rhetoric with his principle, equivalence principle, you have Witsit trying to push globe as well, using the kinematics now to make their magnetic.
He's learned a new word, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Kinematic.
Yep. That's what I was just going to say. I never heard that from him before.
So when he uses the kinematics, he's also pushing globe rhetoric without realizing it, I guess. I don't know. Oh, it's sad.
Move in relation to each other. He said that the sun was a god and it was singing a heavenly song, and that its vibration caused everything to move around the sun, and that the sun was the center of the universe. And actually Tycho Brahe's system was simpler, and Kepler
told you, geocentric sphere Earth. That's what he's busy fighting for. You're not supposed to be fighting for that.
No, but he wants to go to his electrostatics. Watch.
Yeah, but that's why he wants it that way, because he wants to bring it to his electrostatics. It's crazy.
Kepler actually had to have way more epicycles to make it work. So actually, if it's based on simplicity, geocentrism wins from the beginning, because Kepler had to add more epicycles to make the math work kinematically.
What, Jolly Man? What you talking about? He says, what the F-flats? I have no idea why you're saying that. What did I do?
And then you move to Newton, and you said that he gave an elegant explanation. He did not. In fact, Newton said specifically, this boggles my mind. I can't give an explanation. He said the idea that gravity would act on innate brute matter through a vacuum without something being in between them is, to me, so great an absurdity that no man with competent faculty of thinking would ever fall into it. He specifically said he couldn't come up with an explanation, and that the explanation that would be required makes no...
That's also true. MacGyver has never demonstrated. He just takes it with words. Because they need electrostatics to be real so bad. Little does he know, electrostatics is intermolecular. That's it. It's just intermolecular bonds. It's got nothing to do with changing direction of an object in reality.
They're still giving us no definition for electrostatics either.
Electropower?
Static electricity, but they no definition for electrostatics.
No.
And just debunk the globe. It's very easy.
Yep.
No sense, and that it must be a direct act of God. So then we fast forward to...
Because he's literally just replacing gravity with electrostatics. That's all he's trying to do.
Correct.
Einstein, and I want to share my screen so I can just show what Einstein said really fast. So I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to move this over here.
What is the best work?
What's the best workout? Exercise and a good diet.
They didn't.
Sorry?
Pizza.
Broccoli pizza? I actually made a broccoli pizza once. Wasn't that bad?
Really?
Made out of cabbage and broccoli. I made the whole everything without having any cheese or anything. It was totally dairy-free, gluten, everything. It was not bad. But it's still not pizza, if I'd say. Hey Triple X, good to see you, mate. Glad you could make it. Yeah, Dell says a pizza is going up. That's what Dell says. But now he's claiming swing ball Earth as well. So he makes so much
in Dell's chat as well, weren't it?
Yeah. There's so much problems with Dell though, because you know what irritates me the most though? He says he's not making claims, yet that's all he is doing. Non-stop making claims that it has to be accelerating. It's demonstrably true. How dare you say it's stationary? That means it's a claim. But he says he's not claiming anything. Weird.
work, but anyway, you guys can see my screen, and I'm just gonna show him, and then I'll move it back away. But this is Einstein saying, "I have come to believe that the motion of the Earth cannot be detected by any optical experiment." He goes on to say, "Though the Earth moves around the sun." Then here he is saying,
and showing a black screen with it, in case you didn't know.
To the question whether or not the motion of the Earth in space can be made perceptible in terrestrial experiments, we have already remarked that all attempts of this nature led to a negative result. Before the theory of relativity was put forward, it was difficult to become reconciled to this negative result. Okay, there we go. So this is what actually happened, was they tried to measure if the Earth was moving around the sun in Michelson-Morley, and it didn't measure it. And so Einstein had to come in and fix the problem. Newtonian mechanics is not even on the table anymore. It's over 100 years unacceptable. It doesn't work. Relativity came in and said, okay, yeah, we can't measure the motion of the Earth. But that's because the apparatus contracted. We just couldn't tell, and it looks like it didn't contract. And time stretched out and slowed down, and you just can't tell. So it created the illusion that the Earth is stationary.
That's practically correct. So I'm not got nothing to fault on Witsit with that. Because that is actually what Michelson-Morley was showing. But the problem is, he's going to falsely assume now this means it showed the ether.
Over the ether, yeah.
Yeah, which is false. You're live on his show and he don't want a debate. Exactly, Triple X. I invited him on my show. His excuse is, I don't support monetized channels. Shame. And then I said, okay, I'll go on tomorrow, and I asked him 4 times and he didn't answer me back.
So in reality, the more simple position is that everything looks like we're in the center because we're in the center. The much more complicated idea is that the Earth looks like it's in the center, but
you see, all this is that he's saying now, it's just gobbledygook. It's got nothing to do with the argument.
Waste of time.
Yeah, you just tell the guy, your globe is wrong. Every argument you've just put forward is wrong because of this. Instead, he's trying to push more globe narrative and try and give him the history of the globe. It's got absolutely nothing to do with it.
Oh, why don't we just say, where's your curve, Matt?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Actually, matter contracts and gets shorter, you just can't tell, and time slows down, you just can't tell. So it creates the illusion that we're actually in the center, even though we're tilted, wobbling, spinning, flying around the sun. That's actually flying around the galaxy. That's actually flying through the universe over 1 million miles per hour.
Well, Triple X, I created a video you guys want to watch tomorrow. Obviously, it's going to be members only for the day, and then Sunday it will be released for everyone else. It's going to be funny. Enjoy it. I enjoyed making it.
So that is the much more complicated theory. So in actuality, all evidence ever has shown that the Earth is in the center and that it's geocentric. The current model says, yeah, that's what it looks like. It's just an illusion, and the math doesn't work. It doesn't work to explain Mercury's perihelion shift. It doesn't even work on the solar system. And then in closing, whenever you extend it out past the solar system, which you have to, then the geocentric model dunks on the heliocentric model, because in order to explain what happened was Hubble looked out and saw the distant galaxies were moving in relation to the Earth.
Yeah, but see, this is why he's pushing the kinematics model, because he needs the so-called planets and everything to move in a transversal type of frequency movement. That's why he needs this, and that's probably why he's giving all this word salad for that, because he needs to lay the foundations of, it's all just frequency, bro. but still keeping it in a geocentric space sphere belief, and then at the end he just says, no, it's flat.
Earth. And he's like, this doesn't make sense. This shouldn't be happening. The Earth is tucked away in a tiny little corner and insignificant. Why would it be doing that? So they came up with the idea that the universe is accelerating and expanding in all directions. So it creates the illusion that the Earth is in the center. So that's called the Hubble constant, the rate of expansion. So it needs something called the cosmological constant, which is the energy that causes it to expand. And they call that dark energy, which they...
really? Do we have to go through the whole history?
Yeah, because they want to put all the heliocentric nonsense in there.
They do.
What is wrong with them?
Yeah, they like that information to be out as well, as well as the fact information. So,
I mean, think about it. If this Jim guy was on our show, or FED or other, they would have got cut off from the roots long ago. The guy wouldn't have an argument.
Of course.
At all. From when he started his opening, he would have had an argument.
Exactly.
Can't define, can't identify, have never found, and don't know what it is. A geocentric model doesn't have that problem. So actually, the geocentric...
Yeah, Thomas, that's the problem. While he's pushing the globe rhetoric, is giving the history of it, why does he need to give the history of it? For what?
I'm pretty sure this old professor guy knows all this.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's nonsensical to now talk about it, giving him all this information for what? You're supposed to be rebutting his argument, not giving him a history lesson in his religion.
Geocentric model is way more simple, more elegant, and more viable because it doesn't need dark energy. It doesn't need dark matter. It doesn't need the two primary things that make up 96%. So there's a kinematic and dynamic equivalence between a geocentric and heliocentric model, and the difference is the geocentric model doesn't have the 96% discrepancy of dark matter and dark energy.
You see what I'm saying? He's still begging the question with a guy in space and saying, well, you should actually say it's geocentric instead of heliocentric in space. Why? Because the kinematic model takes those discrepancies away. So go to Narnia to prove which model works better in Narnia.
Yep.
That the heliocentric model has. And this is a fact. I have 100 quotes right here from top-level astrophysicists, astronomers that will confirm this. So the belief is actually that everything's an illusion. The heliocentric model is much more complicated.
What?
Confirm what?
I'm afraid to ask. I will get kicked on what is an arc knight. What? You won't get kicked, Triple X. What's an arc knight? I don't know. What's an arc knight, guys?
A what?
An arc knight.
An arc knight.
Yeah. I don't know if he's asking me though.
Never read the term.
Yeah.
Never read the term.
We can look it up, but I'm not going to be able to tell you what it is because I don't know.
It says that everything is going to appear that we're in the center, but it's just a trick. So it's a misnomer that people believe. And one last thing, when we say, okay, well, here's the explanation for the seasons, that's how we know the Earth moves around the sun, that's just begging the question.
Wow.
They looked at the seasons,
Took you 5 minutes to say that. Just begging the question.
Yeah. Took 5 minutes to say circular reasoning. Could have just said that, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Arknight. I think he was talking about the Arknight with that shadow. It makes an arc, night and day. Maybe that's what he means, Triple X. I'm not sure.
Looked at the sun and they said, if the Earth is moving, this is what would have to be happening. And they came up with an idea. That isn't proof that's what's happening. That's what they had to come up with to try to explain it if the Earth was moving. So the real question is there any evidence, any empirical evidence that is actually exclusive that the Earth is moving around the sun? Is there any evidence? Is there any measurements ever? And the answer is no. That all attempts to do that, just like Einstein said, show that the Earth is not moving. And that's why relativity exists, to explain that away. Einstein said there is no difference in the Earth being in the center and the sun moving around it, or the sun being in the center and the Earth moving around it, and that they're the same, and that the question is meaningless, and that the violence, the struggle so violent between Ptolemy and Copernicus seemingly was meaningless. So I agree.
Oh, White Knight. Are you talking White Knight, Triple X? Probably. I think he White Knights for him. LJ says yesterday's modern day debate may have been the worst for the globe yet. I saw they were having some people on. I haven't checked yet. I usually download it to listen to at work, so I'll definitely do that. Thanks all guys for coming as well. We've got 60 votes in. The Earth is stationary. 77% say yes, 23% say no. So yeah, thanks all for coming. If you haven't already, hit the likes, share the show, and thanks again for all the support. You guys are awesome.
Agree with you. This is like the biggest part of the conversation, though, because no one knows what I just said. We were lied to.
Let me revert to the history of this issue. Even some pre-Socratic philosophers thought Earth was a flat disk floating in water or suspended in space, very much as you believe. By the time of Ptolemy, the great Egyptian astronomer.
But you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. He's literally played into his hands, though. Because he's given him now the ammunition to carry on talking globe history. What is that got to do with the argument? So yeah,
and geocentric still allows space.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. Everything Witsit just spoke about now was geocentric with a sphere in the belief, not a flat geocentric Earth. He's using a globe. Still, it's just geocentric, where the sun and everything move around the Earth.
God's creation is not in any space. It's not centered out. God's creation that's all there is.
Yeah, exactly.
He had constructed a theory about the motion of the planets and the sun around Earth that was based on the assumption of circular orbits.
And
the
it's
idea
ellipsoid.
that objects in space displayed circular motion, whereas those on Earth did not, was fundamental even in Aristotle's thinking about these issues. Now, what Copernicus discovered was that if you assume that the sun is the center rather than Earth, you can simplify your model in multiple different respects. It's complicated, but laid out very elegantly in the books by I.B. Cohen and T.S. Kuhn that I've already cited. The predominance of the circular dogma that spatial objects had to be, if they were in motion, in circular motion, was shattered by Kepler.
This is so boring. Sorry, guys. I just wish that Witsit would have actually addressed the arguments instead of just gave him more ammunition to talk about nonsense. Then it would have been a bit more exciting.
On the naked eye observation of Tycho Brahe, to whom you alluded, where Kepler discovered it was impossible to reconcile observations of the relative locations of the stars and so forth in relation to Earth with a circular motion. It had to be elliptical. That was what was so important about Kepler. He couldn't quite explain the force that kept the planets in place. That would fall to Newton to introduce a concept of gravity, building on Galileo's experiments about free fall.
Sorry, experiments? You mean demonstrations, mate? Galileo's demonstrations of dropping a ball off a tower.
Yeah, we all know they don't know the difference, right?
Yeah. I mean, what was his independent variable?
Yeah, exactly.
Galileo, by the way, debunked another Aristotelian belief, namely that every...
Shot, thanks, Triple X. You got my email address. It's flatzoid@gmail.com. I repeat, flatzoid@gmail.com.
Object in space is perfectly smooth and spherical. By turning a telescope, he'd heard of a Dutch lens maker named Van Leeuwenhoek having invented a telescope, and he invented one of his own design and focused on the moon and discovered the moon's surface was all pockmarked and irregular.
Yes, buddy. Sometimes you let them talk so you can use their words against them. But when they're just babbling nonsense about Earth globe history, which is not even the arguments, it gets boring and frankly just a waste of time. Because how much times have we actually heard this? He's just repeating what he says in another fashion, why it's a globe, where he was actually saying the same thing in another manner, saying why it's geocentric. They're still fighting for a sphere Earth, both of them.
Which meant that Aristotle's doctrine was thereby refuted. Indeed, many regard this as the beginning of true empirical science, testing a theory based upon observations, measurements, and experiments. He also turned his telescope to Jupiter and discovered Jupiter had moons that were orbiting that planet. So Galileo made extremely important contributions that led Newton to synthesize.
Okay, where's the science of that? I point my telescope, I see moons, therefore Earth is a globe. No.
I've seen no evidence of them moons orbiting whatsoever.
Yeah, what's an orbit? Don't you need a radius for that? I mean, I saw someone take just
why do
pieces
you
of
always
papers, flat papers, and they just moved it across each other, and it looked like it was orbiting. How do you?
You only ever see them in the same place, so they're like a little tail on the side of Jupiter.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we wanted to show a video today. Remember? I forgot about it. I think let's quickly show that video. I think it's in the chat. It's from D-Force. It's really, really good. Where did I put it? In the live chat, I think. I'm just looking for it. Sorry, guys. Because I wasn't even able to really watch it today because I was at work. There we go.
All you need is a light source and 2 spheres. On the right, I'll be showing video footage of past lunar eclipses.
Okay, I don't like it. Okay, I'm just gonna send it to you guys, and then I'm gonna put in this where it can be viewed. I don't know why it only buffers in Chrome, but it doesn't buffer in my Bing. Okay, why is it not? Why? There we go.
All you need is a light source and 2 spheres. On the right, I'll be showing video footage of past lunar eclipses that we are all familiar with. And on the left, I will be showing what a shadow moving over a sphere actually looks like. A lunar eclipse is not, I repeat, is not a shadow of a sphere or anything else circular moving across a spherical object.
And we've seen this how much times where the Globers try to demonstrate as well and it totally fails on them. So this is actually very good.
How do I know? There are 4 critical points of observation everyone should be looking at. And I like to call these the conformation to surface factor, the shadow diffusion factor, the sine wave or S factor, and the reflected light factor. Firstly, I would like to point out the consistency of how a shadow naturally moves along varied surface types. This is the conformation factor. A shadow will conform to any shape that the surface takes, thus, in a way, revealing the true shape of an object.
Yep, very good way. So it doesn't make it a sphere making the shadow.
If a shadow moves along something rigid like stairs, it will take the stairs shape, revealing the level differential from step to step. If a shadow moves along a concave object like a bowl, the shadow will stretch and skew, revealing the concavity of the bowl. If a shadow was to move over the surface of a sphere, it would stretch and skew in a spherical manner, wrapping and receding as it bevels and distorts along the sphere's surface. Note that this does not and has never happened on the surface of the moon during an eclipse. Which brings us to our next factor, the shadow diffusion factor. Note, the shadow is more crisp on the edge of the bowl than it is in the lowest portion of the bowl, and sharpens as it rises back up to the edge or the source of the shadow.
Very good point.
Note also that on a sphere, the shadow is most diffused or scattered around the edges as the sphere's surface recedes, and it is the most sharp or defined on the closest portion of the sphere.
Very good. Okay, guys, I'm going to let you guys watch it finished. But he goes and debunks totally that it cannot be what they claim. It's actually very good. So there's the link. Please do go and watch it. I think it's really worth it. What did you guys think of that video?
Brilliant. Good video. But what we've all been saying all along.
Yeah, exactly.
Size all the motions of the planet, both terrestrial and celestial, by the way, by the theory of universal gravitation defined by the law of gravity and the 3 laws of motion. There is no mathematician alive.
Why are you not stopping him? Witsit? Why are you not telling him gravity's not a force? What's going on with you, mate?
Because it won't allow him to jump in, will it?
Nah.
They've got to wait till he's finished.
Probably. Ian Miller says, thanks for the link. Pressure, mate. Glad you like it.
Can't you skip it to where they're all getting triggered and getting angry?
Is there when they get angry?
Yeah, there's a part where they're all getting frustrated, like.
Well, I see here they're starting to bring up some. Let's go to this place. Because I see they're going to start bringing up horizon stuff, so that should be interesting.
And according to globe math, the tops of all of these mountains should be over 40 miles below the curve. No mainstream scientist, nobody will address this. Okay? Just listen, Jim. The tops of these mountains should be 40 miles below a physical curve, but we can see them. All right? I'll throw it to
We're
Austin.
going to hit a break that we cannot change. I mean, I can feel the brakes at the bottom, but we're going to hit a break at the top. And
No problem. And Austin will continue when we come back.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jim, I killed it.
Okay, I don't understand why he's stopping him there. So he didn't let him rebut it, he just said, let's move on. Is that what I just heard?
Oh, toilet breaking it. Well, they said they were going to have a break.
Maybe.
Unless I'm mishearing.
Well, we'll see if he gets up for the toilet now.
You killed a main break?
Yeah.
Mitchell, you killed a main break?
Mitchell? Who's Mitchell that keeps talking about?
Oh, okay, go ahead, Austin. Lay it on.
Austin.
Okay.
You see, there's
I've lost plot with this, me what they're on about.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to share this with you guys, and then I'm going to come over here so they can see it.
Your holiday doesn't stop.
Yeah, your holiday doesn't stop. See, he's talking about the horizon now. Hey.
All right, so let's define horizon. The line at which the Earth's surface and the sky appear to meet. So it's a very important word there, appear. It's just apparent. It's not actual. So let's check it out. Here's a boat, and now we can see the boat. Now, we can't see the bottom of that boat because it's in water. But you can see that the horizon is actually behind the boat. So obviously that boat's not behind the curve of the Earth that is the horizon. But when I zoom out, now the boat disappears. But when I zoom back in, I can see the boat. I can't see the bottom of the boat because it's in water and the horizon's behind it, right? So here's another example where when I zoom out, there we go. But the bottom of that boat looks like it's obstructed slightly, but the horizon's behind.
Yeah, it's really odd stuff. It's just optical, correct? I'm happy he's actually started bringing arguments up. So let's just hope he's going to keep with it.
Now, there's actually all kinds of aspects of this. I don't want to get too complicated, but the horizon is merely an apparent location. The horizon is defined as where the sky appears to meet the ground. So you have the sky ramping down to eye level, and then you have the ground.
I want to ask Witsit then, why when I spoke about this to him, he told me it's a redundant argument, but yet I see him giving this argument quite a bit now these days. Have you guys realize that? But he told me it's redundant.
Yeah, that's right. He did. He did.
So he makes the same argument that he said was redundant. That's a bit weird.
And he excommunicated.
Whenever it suits. Whenever it suits him to use it, he can use it. And when it suits him to tell people it's redundant, it does.
Yeah.
Ramping up to eye level, and they meet in this convergence point called the horizon, which is literally the word horizontal comes from the word horizon for a reason. And that location, the horizon, constantly changes.
Yeah, and he's right about that. Remember the last time I said I don't think so, and then we looked it up, it was correct. It actually stemmed from the word horizon.
It goes up, it down, it goes further away and closer. The Earth's not breathing in and out. It's not stretching, doing yoga. The horizon's not a real physical place.
Yeah, Eric Dubay. The tides rise and set with its Earth's bosom as it breathes in and out. That's why you got to be so careful with these guys, what they say. So much Eric Dubay says is good, but then he says stupid, idiotic things like Earth breathes. You know what I mean? And then we get straw manned off of it.
We have a limit to how far we can see relative to optical angles and atmospheric conditions.
Fake, and so is the globe.
Oh,
Thank you
whoa,
for your
sorry,
work on
I didn't
what
know this was
happened at
on.
12 Dickinson Drive. Dr.
I'm sorry.
Fetzer, with all respect, the Earth is provably
You
flat,
guys can't hear
and
it, but
it's
there's
beautiful.
they're
God
playing.
bless
It's playing
you.
a super shout loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can hear it. Definitely.
So, and you see the optical diffraction limit here, where there's a mirroring zone. Obviously, the curve of the Earth is not where the boat looks reversed. That's just the Atmos, right? And so this is scientific evidence that can be tangibly proven. Science is not looking in the sky and making up stories and then saying, I think this makes sense. Natural science is tangible experiments where you manipulate the independent variable. Here we have Rayleigh criteria explained, and this explains the boat disappearing from the bottom up and a sunset. Where as you change, these are two lasers, and as you change the resolution, they begin to merge into each other, and the bottom disappears because the propagation and reception angles become lower than the actual angular resolution angle of your eye or whatever optics you're using. So it begins to disappear from the bottom.
Just explain it with Aries disc. Simple as that. If something reaches the angle that's too small, it's not resolvable. So you only resolve it as one image because it resolves the larger angle. There we go. So if the angle's too small, you won't resolve it. If the angle's large enough, you will resolve it.
Bottom up. So it wouldn't just all disappear at the same time. That's scientifically incorrect. That's a talking point that people say to flat earthers a lot, but that isn't true. Because the bottom is actually going to have a lower reception and propagation angle.
Okay, again, that's not science. The horizon is not science. What the hell is with this guy talking about? It's not science, and it correct. It's not science to begin with. Oh, wow.
Thus disappear first, meaning lose resolvability. And then here is an easy way to show that the Earth is not a ball. If we look at this horizon, supposedly the globe is the reason that there's a horizon. This should be a physical location of Earth curvature blocking stuff in the distance. And it's dropping down and away from us in all directions on a globe, of course. But that's not what we see in reality if we watch this video. As we increase altitude, the horizon is actually rising up with us. Now, the horizon, if it's some physical curve of the Earth, it should be going down and away from us. As we increase our altitude, the horizon rises with eye level. As you can see right here, the arrow stays on the horizon, but as we increase, the horizon goes above that. The horizon is just an apparent location, and here's proof of that. This is a time lapse of the horizon throughout one day. Look at it, changing. The Earth is not changing size. That is just an optical limit based on how our eyes work or any optics work, and it changes with atmospheric conditions. So the whole boat over the horizon thing, yeah, if the Earth was a ball, the boat would disappear at 3 miles every single time a 6-foot observer looked out at it, and it doesn't. I've seen boats from 30 miles away. Then I pull my infrared out, and I can see it from 35 miles away. I can zoom in with infrared and bring...
Yeah, you know why that is, Witsit? Because the refraction is what causes their beloved Earth curve, not takes it away. That's why. Because they believe on the globe they have to invert what happens. So they have to make claims that a refraction causes you to see over a curve, when in matter of fact, when you demonstrate refraction, it's the thing that causes the Earth curve to be seen. So it's just apparent, it's optical. Any comment on this, guys?
Check out Skyfree's videos.
Exactly. Skyfree shows this perfect.
Bring the bottom of the boat back. Okay, so if you use the same optics, the bottom won't normally come back because you've reached the resolution limit based on Rayleigh's criteria and the propagation and reception angles. It's purely optics. Provably right here, it's showing you the horizon is just optical. So there is no evidence that the Earth is a ball because boats disappear from the bottom up. In fact, what it shows is the opposite. So I will stop there.
Well, let me respond, but I need to recapture. I need to remount the image here. Hang on.
While you're doing that, Jim, can I just suggest that when you're through your presentation, if you could just stop after each point and let us give a quick response rather than throw 20 at us and then not respond to 19 of them?
Well, I hardly think that Austin's massive onslaught about physics was of that nature, David. Let me.
I agree. I have to agree with him. You see, the thing is with Witsit, he loves to give word salad, and it tries to make him sound like he's intelligent and know what he's talking about.
But this entire format's terrible. Like,
it's bad.
They're all getting multiple points instead of addressing like point by point.
Yeah, it's insane. Let me quickly just check my email. Email. Yeah, I got it. David Weiss, the Order of the Royal Arch Knights, Templar Priest exposed, Earth Priest clown. Wow. We'll definitely check it out sometime.
I've seen this.
Awake Souls, yeah. Well, let's.
Well,
do you want to watch it?
Yeah, well, let's watch it. Like, why not?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh man, do I really have to copy it again too?
Wow. Yeah, nice little nice little collage.
All being called by RV though.
No,
yeah.
True.
Thanks, Triple X, for the email, mate.
And I hereby induct you both into the Order of the Arc Knights.
Arc Knights, there we go, Arc Knights. Wow.
Oh, it's the Team Yamaha.
Yeah.
I really admire your intrepid investigation into this matter. PK, stunning. David, excellent work as always. And I am compelled to ask for your indulgence in a short ceremony.
What?
Patrick McGowan, remember?
Really?
Remember Patrick McGowan? Remember his village? Remember his prisoner series?
And he sits very seriously looking through this. Wow.
He was a retired spy and went to a microcosm of the world. 16-episode series, 1968. It changed my view of the entire world very early on. I just had to wait for the others, the ones around me, to embrace what Patrick McGowan was trying to tell it.
Yeah, yes. Snell's law shows your globe to be false. You don't use Snell's law for your refraction. Terrestrial refraction doesn't even have refraction. Yes. Yeah. So what's Snell's law with your terrestrial refraction, please? I've asked this for how long and I don't get it.
He outraged the industry with his program. And therefore I say, in the manner of McGowan, you, gentlemen, have illustrated and vindicated the right of the individual to...
Awesome, Lawson. This is a video sent by Triple X from Awake Souls showing that David Weiss is some kind of arch knight from the Royal Templars. That means it's a Mason. So he's literally a Mason shown on screen. Yeah. Wow.
To be individual. And I hereby induct you both into the Order of the Arc Knights. Henceforth, we will address you as such. Sir Peter, Sir David, and this assembly rises to you, sirs. And I mean it.
Thank you very much, John. Come on.
And he says thank you very much as well. Oh, wow. Wow. What does that tell you, guys? It's part of the Knights Templar. It's Masons, guys. Jesuits.
Exactly. Wow.
So what does that show you? Should you trust this guy with what he's pushing? No, not at all. Why do you think he has so much connections? Why do you think he pops up on all medias everywhere?
He makes a lot of flat earthers look stupid sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, to say it nicely.
Every outing.
But think about it. Which club has the most connections everywhere? The Masons, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and where does David keep popping up everywhere? Yeah.
Where they are.
He's everywhere. People that we would love to talk to, we can't get hold of. They wouldn't even care to. But they would talk to David.
David the Weiss.
Yeah. Very weird.
Honored.
We are honored by you and your work. This program is not about me, it's about people like you and the caravanners that you share this information with. And thank you so very much. Please stay in touch, stay healthy. May God bless you both, and may God help us all.
Thank you.
Exact sentiments as David. I'm honored. I don't know what to say.
I think you've done it, man.
All right.
You've not only said it, I think you've done it. Until we meet again, be well.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Here's a quick quote from St. Francis of Assisi. You ready? Here it comes. Glasses, please. Lord, grant me the strength to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to...
Yeah, the voices do sound a bit odd there. I'm trying to see if I can match it to his lip movement. So you don't really know, is that really what they're saying though?
Yeah, I thought the same.
So that's a bit red flag, yeah.
To know the difference. We can change this. All it takes is a little wakefulness and the good work of men like Sir David and Sir Peter.
No, I don't see I don't see the mouth being the same.
No, I saw it in the same now. If you watch it now, close. Let's just go a bit. Look at the words he says, and the delay. You'll see the mouth movement says those words. Look.
Of men like Sir David and Sir Peter. Until we meet again, exercise caution in daily affairs. Eyes up, always. And make ready for what's to come. See ya.
Yeah, it's saying that, but it's staggered.
Yeah. Wow.
There should be better. Isn't there someone with better video, man? That was a...
It was a bit old though.
Bad video, you know.
But it's really dodgy. Yeah, interesting.
Wow. Thing is, though, you don't need to see that to know.
Oh yeah.
The dodgy.
It's also possible to just take the video down and split the audio and the video file apart, you know, and then sync it.
Can't you download it and do that then?
Yeah, but it's fucking boring.
Ah, well then.
But it is very possible.
Yeah, it just takes work. The Royal Arch. There we go.
I think you don't need to split it up. I think VLC player, you can do something with, you know, without changing it. You can do something with the settings. You can play it. Yeah, I'll check that. I'll try to play with that.
The Order of the Holy
Arch is. It's like archangels or archbishop in it. I think it means like the ones in charge or above or something.
The invitational body composed of highly dedicated and long-serving York Rite Masons. So that means he has to have served for a long time as a York Mason to be able to get this membership. Ooh. Affiliation of the Knights. The member must be past eminent commanders of Knights Templar Commandery. Originally, this body conferred 33 degrees, but now only one is conferred. Membership is limited to 33 members per presiding body. The presiding body is a tabernacle, and the presiding officer is a Preceptor titled Eminent. Ooh, that's really weird. So that means he had to be a Mason for a long time to be able to even get accepted as an Arch Knight. So that's... And you have to be a 33 Mason for this.
But my only issue with it is why would this be done on like
online? Yeah, you would have
stream, like, because aren't they supposed to do this behind closed doors?
Yeah, they usually do this in a ceremony in a building. So that's a bit odd to me.
Clandestine.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all yeah, not good.
But it's a bit weird. You can't just take this as is though. But I do find it really odd because there's so much other things that just show him to be a Mason. You understand?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's carry on, guys, because we only have a half an hour left. Then the power's going off again. Sucks. Tomorrow night, I think the power's going off at 9, so we might have to stream at 11.
Right.
So a late stream tomorrow night. Otherwise, I'll put the generator on and hope if I put it off, it will carry on with the same stream. But we'll see.
That's not good for me.
I love late stream.
Yeah. But thanks all for coming again. Hit the like, share the show. You guys rock. It's good to see you here. Please, please, please support the show. Just hit that share button. It really does help.
Just say,
I was holding
with
back.
all due respect, I've heard mountains avalanche of arguments coming without any opportunity to respond point by point. I'm doing my best to break it up. Now, I want to continue here about these issues of the perception of the horizon. Why distant skyscrapers are visible despite the curvature of Earth. This applies to the type of argument that Austin's been making. This photo was taken at Mount Baldy in Indiana, Dunes National Park on the southeast coast of Lake Michigan.
Yeah, the Chicago skyline, correct? This has been debunked not to be.
Wow. This the one that Rob Skiba filmed, no?
No, this is the other guy that's 50 miles away. And then you have that. This is the one that the that news anchor says, what you're seeing here is a mirage.
Yeah. No, but didn't Rob Skiba like walk across some boat and film it out where?
He also did something like that, yeah. But
what
I mean,
this one or a different one?
But I mean, it's been a few. Even I think Corin B did the same thing. So many people have shown this. So it's really odd that they still push it as a glow proof.
And like people who live around it, so they can see it all the time, don't they, as well?
Yeah.
Roughly 60 kilometers across the water from the city of Chicago, which lies on the opposite bank. At that distance, Chicago's skyline should not be visible, as a curvature of Earth takes it beyond the horizon. The fact that the buildings are visible is simply a mirage. Mirages are usually created when
pause it 1 minute, because this is what Travis has done a video on.
Yeah, but I mean, I would think this is what Travis would do it on. You see, that's the thing. It's already big in the question. It's just a mirage. This is where Witsit supposed to call him out and say, okay, how do you know it's a mirage? Prove it's just a mirage. But he doesn't. He probably not going to, is he?
Cold, dense layer of air sits above a layer of warmer, less dense air. For example, when the sun beats down on a black road on a hot summer's day, the warm ground, heats the bottom few centimeters of air, refracting sunlight up to your eyes to create an inferior mirage.
Has he even looked out in a hot summer's day on the road before?
Yeah, it doesn't show you cars that are like 20 mile away below a dipping road appearing higher than they are.
No, they don't.
It just shows that like mirroring effect that looks like water.
Exactly.
It looks like rippling water.
Yeah, it just does a mirroring effect, but it doesn't literally bring the car above the so-called mirage or at all. No. It still looks to be gone. It just has a mirror effect. Really odd.
But if a layer of warm air sits above your line of sight with a cool layer beneath, you get a superior mirage. Light bends down toward the denser air, But because our eyes assume the light has traveled in a straight line, the object appears higher than it is.
What? So your mind assumes that it travels in a straight line? What nonsense is that?
Your eyes just see, they don't assume.
Yeah. How does your eyes assume it travels in a straight line? Light does travel in a straight line. That's how it works.
Fact also explain why a far-off ship can be seen even though it might have disappeared below the horizon. It can even make distant boats appear to float in the air. Let me add here, very nice, because I know these visual observations are crucial. This is a slightly longer but very important report about it.
Hello again, everyone. Hope you do.
Not this pillock.
No. This is okay.
Is this best like a professor can do? Quote people like McKeegan and McToon. Because seriously.
Yeah. Okay, let's watch it anyway.
Doing well, and thanks for joining us for another video. Now, regardless of which side of the fence you're on about what shape the Earth is, one thing we all seem to be able to agree on is that surveying works. I don't mean the people who stand in the street with a clipboard asking you 95 different questions about your latest bowel movement. I'm talking about surveying using equipment such as theodolite,
which require a flat horizontal.
FED covered this.
Yeah, it's simple, guys. A theodolite uses a horizontal. You measure slope angles based on a horizontal datum. It's not a globe. This doesn't prove in any, and I actually wanted to do a whole circlip on this, and the books that he presented, I have circlips from the books from those guys, same authors, which debunks his own argument. So yeah, we can skip that, because he's just literally saying, oh, you see, it shows it lower, so therefore the base means it's just, and it's a whole video, really.
This guy's just rehashing 2015, man. It's a joke.
This is insane.
By the way, proved they're flat in the triangles video.
Exactly.
Maps are some of the most accurate maps around, even though they say they're not 100% accurate. I actually managed to find an online PDF version of the latest 5th edition of this book, and being PDF, it allows you to search for specific words.
Yeah, but don't search for specific words without reading it. That's why he failed, because he just searched for specific words. You must actually read the thing.
This is what annoys me how they taught down to, like, nobody's ever had a PDF before. I knows that you can search for certain words in PDFs. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I knew that years ago.
Yeah, but if he actually read through the PDF instead of search for keywords, he would see his own book that he brought up debunks him. The guys he used are geodetic surveyors. They say in that book, we take consideration of the Earth curve. Consideration, you know what that means? They beg the question that there is a globe.
Consideration, ellipsoid, isn't it, phrase?
Exactly, but yeah, he doesn't let people know that, do they? No, he just wants to say, "Ooh, this is surveying. It shows it based on horizontal datums, but we see slope angles, so therefore curve." No, it's not how it works.
If it measures angles, it's game over for a globe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's crazy.
Austin, go. And this was the exact video I asked that we didn't waste 20 minutes on when we talked previously, and you said you didn't know what video I was talking about. So surveying works because level is horizontal, and there's no tool or process in construction to establish a curved level as levels established horizontal. So all horizontals are parallel, right? And then one other thing, you had shown this. I figured this might be coming next, where you showed the.
Yeah, Lawson. I wouldn't have let him play that 20-minute video because it would have been a waste of time. I would have just told him, listen, make an argument instead of just showing a person's video for 20 minutes long. Because that's all this gym guy's doing, bring up videos.
It's funny that they're playing that video, though. I'm going to say it again.
And they play it right through, and they don't rebut
Why is a professor showing Dave McKeegan?
Or as usual. Yeah, exactly. Always going to Professor Phil Bell, Dave McKeegan, going to Conspiracy Cats. Not a Professor Dave. Yeah, not a Professor Dave. Why? Why are they all so linked? I mean, you would think a professor like Jim would have his own sources to bring other than anti-flat earthers that debunk themselves anyway. You know what I mean? Is that all they have?
They're all on the same side, these lot, I think. Really do.
Crazy.
Continent sizes are all different. The dark areas are the true or supposedly true continent sizes. But if you compare those sizes to the map that we're using, and we don't really have a solid map, but all of these sizes fit. They're the same as here. So there's something to it. Now, we listened to the 20 minutes.
Again, placing the burden of proof on yourself, Dave.
Now you've got to defend that map, man.
Yeah, now you got to defend it. For what? He didn't even bring up a map. They brought up surveying.
Minute Dave McKeegan video, which was torturous. So many of our ears are bleeding. 100 people dropped off. But Austin's going to explain some new information. Hopefully, you're willing to listen to it. Go ahead, Austin.
Oh, David, I don't tell you what arguments to make, and you don't tell me what arguments to make. I didn't.
What? Seriously, just tell him that. Yeah, that's not an argument, Jim. That's just you showing you don't even know how to give an argument. So, yeah.
No, you were talking about this video, but I like this video. It's quite brilliant. It makes any number of important distinctions that matter to the construction of buildings that would fail if they did not take into account Earth's curve.
They don't take into account Earth curve, you bloody moron. Same people with the same book. No one takes into account Earth curve over 10 kilometers. Tell me, since when do buildings be longer than 10 kilometers? Has anybody seen a building 10 kilometers long?
Oh, wow.
Not even an airport is 10 kilometers long, and in their book they state they don't take Earth curve into account under 10 kilometers. And this is from geodetic surveys, guys, where they take the ellipsoid as a consideration. So they already have their basis that there is a curve because of Earth, but they don't take into account for anything less than 10 kilometers away. Read the damn book instead of listening to damn Dave McKeegan that debunks his own self because he doesn't actually look fully to what he's claiming. He just goes and gets a PDF, types in keywords, and voila. Like I said, I actually wanted to do a video on this. I just haven't had time because it's actually so pathetic.
Curvature. That is my response.
They don't take curvature.
Yeah, that's factually all incorrect. And that's why this guy refuses to debate me, by the way, which I've debated actual surveyors about this very subject. So maybe everyone should check out the survey debate that I did where I helped inform him of his own profession. But let's cover some of the basics here. So when we do engineering, we actually use plane survey. We never use geodetic surveying ever. In fact, we can't build bridges, railways, runways, buildings, or anything without assuming the Earth is flat. Now, all survey manuals will tell you that up to 100 square miles, 100 square miles, not 120 meters, 100 square miles, you have to assume that the Earth is flat, completely neglect.
Yep. Well done, Witsit. There I have to 100% stand behind you. He actually took the ball by the horns and told him straight out.
Any notion of curvature. So like he said, they said, oh, well, it's good enough. It's so close that we can just treat it like it's flat. Well, no, you have to treat it like it's flat. So you establish a vertical plumb line that's perpendicular to the Earth, which is a plane. He's saying, well, you can just treat it like that, but it's really curved. And then you measure different distances, assuming a plane, assuming levels horizontal, and then you compile these together horizontally up to 100 square miles. And that's actually how we do engineering factually. So what they do with geodetic surveying is they assume the Earth's a sphere, they take the plane survey data, they stitch it together over long distances, and then they apply an R value.
Exactly. Well done, Witsit. I have to applaud you on this. Well done.
Okay, that they assume. That's right, they assume it, just like he said. But then he said, no, yeah, we assume it, but evidence that it's correct is that we apply this number and it works always, every single time, no matter what we apply it to. Objectively incorrect also, which is why guys like this make a living off of lying. They have to lie, and they can't debate me live because I would expose him. So he has to lie in an edited video reading a script. So in reality, what happens is if you actually treated it as a radius value that was 1,000 miles bigger, the numbers would match reality better. Because consistently they apply what's called a terrestrial refraction correction, which is 7/6R.
Okay, but now he's going on around totally. He's already made his point now. But now he's going on and on and on. This is where I would say, okay, time to end, mate. You've already demolished the argument. Now you're trying to push him back into refraction. You understand? So he's demolished his argument, but now pushing him back into his fraction.
And actually increases the radius value 15% as a default. So what they do, and again, I have a debate with a surveyor, that's a geodetic surveyor, we go in detail about this. They actually go out, they take all the plane survey data, they stitch it together, and then they look into a certain distance, say 20 miles away. The way they know it's 20 miles is the flat Earth measurements. And then they say, okay, where is it supposed to be if the Earth's a globe? And then they create a window, a predetermined window. It's called a tolerance. And any measurement that falls outside that window, they just throw them out. And it happens all the time. I asked.
Yep, and that's why they have an average drop rate. Because it's slope angles measured. Yeah, guys. Slope angles, not curve.
And well, what would happen if you didn't throw those out? He said, oh, the radius value would be way too big. Okay, so that's called begging the question and a Texas sharpshooter fallacy. It's fundamentally illogical and laughably incorrect.
It's just dishonest. That's all it is. Throwing data away to suit the narrative. That's all it is. Yeah, Fetzer, I would say he's actually did well now. Much better than part one. Finally. Absolutely. Proud of you, Witsit.
Competent. It doesn't prove anything. So then they throw all the data out that doesn't match their assumption in their predetermined window, and then it gets even worse than that. They use what's called a weighted mean. So that is, say you predict the globe predicts 7, but the measurement shows 10, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, then you would apply a heavier weight to the ones closer to 7, so that your final average would be closer to what you needed it to be. So they throw all the data out that doesn't match because, quote unquote, it would make the radius value way too big. Then they apply a weighted mean to that to actually make it match the globe, and it still doesn't. On top of that, they have to then actually apply standard refraction, and usually they only get within 85% accuracy is considered optimal. If they get within 85% accuracy of the assumed radius value, then it works. So long story short, it's a big Texas sharpshooter fallacy, which if anyone doesn't know, that's like shooting at the wall and then going and drawing the target after you shoot.
Yep, very well said. Nice argument. Witsit, for once I actually have to agree with you. Congratulations.
He's doing well, actually. He's doing well.
Right, it's a fallacy. That doesn't in any way mean anything is empirical or reality. So again, in reality, the way we build runways, railways, bridges, everything, we have to make flat Earth measurements completely neglect the notion of a curvature. It's not accounted for anywhere, or we couldn't build buildings. So if we were to apply your same logic, then you've just proved flat Earth. Because if whatever we're using to build must be true, or we wouldn't be able to build things, then that means that the Earth is flat. And this is provably the case, and that's why he had to cherry pick all the pages out of the book, and he had to misrepresent all of it and claim that the radius value always works. Well, how about this? I'll publicly say right now, I bet him $5,000 that he won't.
Again,
here we go with money.
Again, no, it's that you were doing so well.
The money thing, come on.
He's got a lot of $5,000 because he bet me $5,000 about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, he tried to bet me $5,000 as well. Remember?
Yeah, on the show. Yeah, right.
Wow.
Won't sit on a debate with me and substantiate that claim, because for a fact it is not the case. 100% it doesn't match the radius value. So it's just begging the question, and every single thing we've heard in this entire debate has been begging the question. If I assume the Earth's a sphere, the sun must do this. If I assume the Earth goes around the sun, then this must be what causes the season. If I assume the Earth's a ball, then this...
Is this the same Witsit we all know and what's going on?
This is... in my eyes, this is what I liked about Witsit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Absolutely.
This is the old
Only when he
Witsit
starts
back.
pushing his
Yeah.
stupid ether and his dielectric and starts double talking because he's got to. That's when he went down in my estimation.
Yeah, but this is the old Witsit I used to love before he got involved really with his mentor Bob. You know what I mean? It's after he started getting mixed up with Glowbusters really bad, and Bob started mentoring him that he got to this nonsense. This is the old Witsit I know.
Yeah. Hopefully he sees where his the flaws are with the dielectrics and all that. You know what I mean? Maybe he'll see it come back. You know what I mean? It'd be cool. It'd be cool if he did, man.
Yeah.
Cool story, bro. Cool story.
Exactly.
This must be what we do whenever we establish measurements. And since the video was so long, I'm going to keep going. Another thing, the video was so long, dude. It was so long. This is what's annoying is because it's misinformation, dude. Everything in that video is misinformation. We established elevation.
The same claim could be made of every damn assertion you just made, Austin. I find it highly objectionable.
What?
Highly objectionable.
But he's saying the same claim made about all the information. Okay, well then go prove it. How's that, Jim? Go prove what he just said was false. Because Jim definitely doesn't know anything about surveying, because if he did, he wouldn't have brought McKeegan up at all.
Right.
You disagree with him. He's talking about surveying work, a book that's been around for 45.
No, he's brought up a book from Bull, which is a geodetic surveyor, and in their actual books they say they can't take Earth curve into account for less than 10 kilometers away. And nobody builds a building 10 kilometers wide at all. It's, I mean, what? Not even a bridge is 10 kilometers. What is up with this guy?
5 years that's making a practical difference to surveyors actually constructing buildings.
Yeah, flat. Constructing buildings flat.
You're differing. That means you can't both be speaking what is true. One of you must be false. But it doesn't mean...
But you see, that's the problem that I have now with philosophers of science, as he puts it. One of you must be false. No shit, Sherlock. That's your philosophy talking. Which one is the false is the actual question. But because
he hadn't actually got the common sense to know.
Exactly. Wow.
That either one of you is a liar.
He is lying. He's lying.
He's lying.
Austin,
He's lying.
He's not lying.
You see what I'm saying?
He's not lying.
And he just says one of you has to be wrong, correct? One of you's lying. And Witsit just said he's lying. And because he's got a biased deduction, he says he's not lying.
He's already made his choice.
He's already made his mind
He's
up.
already chose who's lying.
Yeah, Jim. That's not how it works, Jim. But look how worked up he's getting about this.
I know.
And why is he defending McKeegan? He doesn't even know the guy.
Why is he even showing videos from McKeegan? Wow.
But that's what I'm saying.
If you want to be using surveying as a claim, you ain't using Dave McKeegan.
No, it's the last person I would use.
Who's a photographer and not a surveyor, might I add.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's cool, isn't it?
Really find it offensive that you would be so arrogant as to make that claim. I don't like it, Austin.
Well, what's funny is you know what's funny, Jim? He would make fun of you. He would make fun of you for challenging the moon landing. He would make fun of you for challenging.
Yeah, that's also true. He doesn't even know. Dave McKeegan literally calls this guy a retard for thinking about the moon landing's fake. The same guy is defending now for surveying, which he brought false information. Weird.
This is bollocks. They're all in it together, if you ask me.
Wow.
Sandy Hook. He would clown you for challenging the moon landing. You don't seem to know who that guy is. You don't know him. You don't know him. He would make fun of you.
No decorum. You're excessively aggressive.
You interrupted me.
I want you to let us talk when it's our turn.
You interrupted
me.
me.
We don't have time to assess.
You interrupted me. I do have
decorum. Let us
decorum.
talk when it's our turn, Jim.
If he's gonna remain on this program, he's gonna have to show some deference to what.
Remain on this program. He's on his channel. He's on his channel. Who's he to tell him? What the hell?
going on here and not
Jim,
make
Jim.
absurd claims.
Jim,
like
Jim,
lying.
Jim, listen.
Not lying.
Jim, let me say something. He can back up his claims. Okay? And wait, hold on, Jim. Let me finish what I'm saying. It's our turn to talk. You made a whole bunch of false
I gave you your turn to talk.
What?
No.
Gave them a turn to talk. They're still talking. He just showed a 20-minute
What does this
video.
guy start twitching and that now, like when they're talking to him? It's rare funny.
Wow. We're running out of time. That's the problem.
Rare funny.
You played a 20-minute video. We're not even 10 minutes into our reply. Okay? You played a 20-minute video that we knew. All you had to do is say, you know of this video? Can you respond to it? We didn't need to listen to it, but that's okay. You want to play it? That's fine. All right? So we're trying to respond. We're giving you facts, and we can prove that he's lying. Right? And the other thing
He's
is...
not lying. I can't tell you enough how objectionable I find that.
All right.
He sincerely believes everything he said. If he said...
So because he believes it doesn't make it not lying, doesn't make it not false.
No.
Wow.
The truth is the truth, whether you believe it or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't getting it from no anti-flat earther, though.
No.
Sincerely believes everything he said. He might be...
He's triggered.
Unfortunately, guys, we're going to have to end the stream, yeah? Because the
Round
past...
3.
Yeah, we're going to have to do round 3, and these are starts on this triggerness. 1 hour 24... What? 1 hour 29 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, man. Witsit was doing well through that. I mean...
He actually did well.
Yeah, he did, absolutely. For change. Did brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm kind of proud of him, but hopefully he sees the flaw in what he believes, man. Comes back to the light.
I just don't get why real professors, PhDs, whatever they are using YouTubers as evidence.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right.
Mental.
Thank you very much, Retrobill, for your $5 super chat. Really, really appreciate it, mate. He says, hear that sound of his pride effing with him. Exactly. Exactly, Retrobill. Thank you very much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate the support, mate. You rock. But yeah, it's crazy. Look how triggered he was getting. Literally, he's not lying. You're lying. It's like he doesn't know the guy.
Keegan's uncle.
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't even know the guy. And look how he's defending, like, going out of his way. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what a belief in Baal will do to you.
Well,
it makes a person unreasonable.
It does.
It does. Irrational.
And this is exactly the same where I'm seeing him getting with Dal and them. And this is why I have to push on this Dal nonsense, because he's being exactly the same. He's being emotional because of his bias that it has to be Earth moving up. He doesn't want to listen to anything, and he just calls everybody a liar and a charlatan and misrepresenting because he double speaks. We put things on screen that he says, and he says we misrepresent him. So yeah, I think it's time we get rid of these nonsense speakers, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I was proud of Witsit tonight. Actually, I was really surprised with it.
Definitely.
Ian Miller says no, Witsit is on Jim's channel. Jim is hosting the debate. It wasn't much of a debate, but okay, he was on there, but he was still live as well. But yeah, that's the thing that they do, Ian. They get triggered and then they make ultimatums because they want to not be the reason for leaving. They want to give an excuse why to leave,
and they want to be in control as well, don't they?
Yeah. But you see, that's why they should have had a moderator or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Because the moderator could have said, "Here's your talk. There's their talk," and yeah, it never happened that way.
You got another super chat, but
I know. I'm gonna quickly.
sorry.
Thank you, Faciality, for your $5 super chat. Says flat support. Thank you very, very much, mate. You rock. Really appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, sorry guys, the power's about to go off, so we're gonna have to say bye.
All right, guys.
Night, everybody.
Night. I'll see you guys all tomorrow night for another epic stream. We'll do part 3 so we can see how triggered he is.
What's happening about Sundays? Phil's still coming?
Yeah, Phil's still coming.
Oh, yeah.
So far, Phil Bell is coming Sunday night, guys, to educate us on thermodynamics. So bring your calculators and your notepads and listen to a professor.
Yeah, can't wait. Really can't.
So yeah, thanks all guys for coming. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the super chats, all this hitting the likes and sharing the show, and thank you guys for coming. You guys rock. Many blessings, and may the pressure be with you. Cheers.